Hi there, it's Ruth here and welcome to this video series on working with Oracle cards. It's one of my favourite things to do. I do individual readings for people and I also run an Oracle Circle where I post a daily message for the circle and also do group readings on the new and full moon, and I encourage people to use Oracle decks for themselves. So in this video I'm going to talk about how do intuition and Oracle cards work together, because the two things are really closely aligned. And I want to start with saying I use Oracle readings to help on a daily basis. I do also use them as divination systems to look ahead for potential outcomes in the future. But for me, the most important thing is about living in the here and now. So I use them to connect to my intuition on a daily basis. So how does intuition work with Oracle readings? So I have a deck here called the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor, which is one of the decks that I use myself personally. And if we think that intuition is the things that we know without being told, okay, things that we haven't been formally taught, things we haven't learned at school, it's knowledge and insights and information that comes to us, okay, but it doesn't come to us through our rational, logical or conscious mind. And that's what intuition is. It's something that we connect to that's bigger than ourselves. Some people connect with the angels through angel card readings and specific cards for angels. I prefer connecting to the universe or the quantum field, the universal field, sometimes called the Akashic field. But generally, when we refer to manifesting, we talk about manifesting and asking the universe what we want. And that term, the universe, is what I use to connect my intuition to. And it's really about gaining more information and more insight that you don't already have. So the important thing when working with Oracle cards and intuition is to ask the right question. And in our Oracle decks you get a guidebook and there will be some questions in there that will guide you, and it's always good to ask a very open question. So how do they work together? So I'm going to clear my mind and ask a question, pull a message, and then you can see how intuition and Oracle cards work together. And the reason Oracle cards are a good way to connect with intuition is because sometimes it can be really hard to proactively connect to intuition. It takes a lot of practice and it takes time. And even when you do it regularly like me, it can still be a bit challenging sometimes. So I use Oracle cards as a shortcut to connect to my intuition. It kind of drives my intuitive power a lot more quickly. So I'm shuffling these cards. It's a few days since I've used this particular deck, so I'm giving them a shuffle. And I'm shuffling them to put my intention into these cards. So I ask the question. So let me just ask the question, what do I need to know today for my highest good? You can't see me, but I've done some good poker shuffles. And I like to spread the cards out, and a card pops out. And funnily enough, before I started shuffling these cards, this card was at the top of the deck, and I thought, oh, I bet that's the card that comes out. So it's a beautiful card called the Sacred Temple. So what is this telling me? This is telling me actually to trust my intuition. It's telling me, so we look at the imagery, it's got a picture in the sky and something sacred in the sacred temple. It's also a reminder to me about the Akashic field, actually, the quantum field, that there's lots of information available to me that I can tap into if I use my intuition. And if you're new to Oracle cards, I'll tell you about what's in the guidebook as well for this card. Always takes me a while to find these. So it's 5, Spirit. Yeah, so I'm absolutely right. I said it was about the Akashic field, and it is about my whole of records, and it's about the information available to me. So when we talk about the Akashic field, you may have heard of it. You may have heard of the whole of records in your book of life. In spiritual terms, Akashic field is another phrase for that. And it's saying that, you know, the sacred temple is a metaphorical place where I hold my power and my inspiration, and where I can connect to my intuition very deeply and where my soul is. And I can access the information in here at any time. So what do I need to know for my highest good guidance today? It's a reminder to me, even though I know this, that I can connect to my intuition at any time. And that's probably what I'll do after finishing this video. So this video was about how do oracle cards and intuition work together. It's kind of like a circle, you know, it's cause and effect. One can cause an effect on the other. So an oracle card can have the effect that it brings intuition to you. So it made me think about this. Now, when I started thinking about it, I did start thinking about it with my conscious mind, and that's okay. But also, you know, you may have something that comes to you intuitively you need more guidance for, and you can ask your oracle deck. So intuition and oracle readings are very closely linked. An oracle reading is a manifestation of what your intuition wants you to know, and there's a lot that your intuition wants you to know. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll be back with it next week with another video about oracle readings. Until then, take care. Bye.